How would you feel about a feature where if someone upvotes a crosspost, the original post is upvoted automatically? It would be weird to see a post in a smaller subreddit with thousands of points just because it got cross-posted somewhere more popular. The thing is that a good post on one sub might be a bad post on another. If something is relevant in one sub but irrelevant in another, the downvotes from the sub where it's not relevant would take up votes from the post that's highly relevant. Different subs exist for different content. Should upvotes on our watch people deboost a troll post to our too many ways to abuse that system? You would have people cross-posting their shitposts all over the place. Karma farmers will just download and re-upload the image before posting instead of using the cross-post function. Regardless, I think it'd be a nice feature. I would rather have development go into a feature where a user doesn't see cross-posted content more than one time in their feed. Reddit is entirely comprised of either self-posts, or links to other posts on other sites. Another post in another subreddit is no different as sharing content from elsewhere outside the target sub. People could potentially game the system to artificially boost posts by cross-posting to a ton of subs. No! The relevance of subject matter will vary by subreddit. Relevance of a cross-poster are totally not robots has no bearing on how appropriate the original post was to our aliens among us, and vice versa. How about only the op gets the upvotes on their account, but the repost still trends according to current upvotes? Just because someone posted a submission that is off topic in a specific subreddit, that isn't cross-posted to a more appropriate subreddit and becomes successful, does not mean that the original poster gets credit for posting something that doesn't fit in the original subreddit. I think if implemented correctly, it really could work. But it needs to be more than just if repost is upvoted, the original post also gets an upvote, in order to prevent abuse. But it totally could work. And it would also give credit to the original post, especially if it's not the same poster, and the new post has way more upvotes than the original. But it needs to be implemented correctly. I would also feel pretty good about a feature that upvoted the original post when someone steals karma from a good one by reposting it as their own. This would be an epic addition to Reddit. I've had people cross-post things by me and get 3x the amount of upvotes, and have me accused of reposts. How about Reddit gets rid of this upvote downvote bullshit altogether and just let people discuss? No more karma crap! Why do people care about karma? Except that it's artificially created drama by the developers and people fall for it. I like the idea, but some posts don't fit particular subs, so a post not appropriate for a sub could get upvoted because it was cross-posted into a more fitting sub. No, because the individual communities should decide what gets upvoted in their sub. However, links to the same source content reposted within a certain time frame should have this happen, where the original post gets the karma. Sometimes posts are upvoted because they fit the theme of the subreddit very well. For example, if someone cross-posts something from our funny onto our breathing information, then there would be no correlation between the two posts getting upvotes. If you upvote the post on our breathing information, you're not saying it's particularly funny, and vice versa. When upvoting, context matters. There are some problems. Maybe just make the upvote downvote buttons there for the original inst post. Hell no! Original might be a our lost Redditor's case, while the second one is posted in the correct subreddit. So, also, it is good the way it is. I don't think there is need for a change. No, the original might not be the best place for the post, but if it hits our all, then it's the best post of that sub, having even if it's not relevant to the original sub. If you want to be a karma whore, do like every other karma whore. It makes me realize I prefer my entertainment platforms to be autocracies, not democracies. I don't care about points or karma or who made what, or who has seen it before me, or even if I've seen it before. Just give me cat pics and little kids falling off bikes, massive potential for abuse. Just cross-post as much as possible to maximize karma. You'd basically be parallelizing karma farming, which on the one hand appeals to me as someone who like process optimization, but on the other hand would probably lead to an excess of duplicated posts. You work for me because someone cross-posted my OC and got a platinum and silver while my post got 30k less upvotes and no awards. Test it. If it helps with rampant reposts, awesome. If reposts become literally every post, then burn it with fire. We should have a feature where if you reply to a comment, that comment that you reply to is automatically upvoted. I do have to have a subreddit that tracked it all to stop the trolling. Otherwise the pedos at how are going to have a field day. I love the idea, but just too many shiggos out there. I don't think this is a good idea. One vote per person is the foundation of democracy. Also, it would encourage mass cross-posting. I am not in favor of this idea. This feature would be abused to inflate post karma across different subs, for example post Trump negative and the Donald the next post impeach Trump. Then watch the chaos erupt. Would prevent karma thieves, which is mostly worthless anyway but will be sweet candies for karma farm bots. They can cross-post everywhere they please and before you know it, the entire front page is one video from our funny and 20 different subs. I feel like this should have been a thing since the beginning. Edit read other points about abuse, and that in one sub it would be humorous and in another serious etc. and agree maybe it actually isn't a good idea. Except sometimes cross posts are done to talk shit about said cross posts, so there'd have to be the option to prevent that or undo it. Well, for one, original posts are usually stolen content from other sites like Twitter, so they don't necessarily deserve the karma. Second, content means something different in different subreddits. Votes are partly meant to be an indicator if the content belongs in a particular subreddit. So no, for those two reasons it is a bad idea. Subs that cross-post things out of criticism as a joke would be pretty much destroyed, as cross-post filled subs such as are upvoted because girl, or unbive shit or what could go wrong would be affected heavily. No. I don't want my upvote for a post making fun of original op idiocy to benefit said original op. It would create a reason to create a shitty posts, repost them to subs about shitty posts and gain karma. No. Cross-posts have to stand on their own. If you implemented this, then cross-posts become a kind of vote manipulation. 2 for 1. Imagine a post in our cat Spain gas holes and cross-post our ginger, our gonomil, and our clown port. Suddenly my 100 kitten peeing in a shoe upvotes is magically 400 upvotes. Who cares that much about upvotes? Don't turn Reddit into YouTube. I bet the next stage is profile with 100k karma doing adverts. There should be a special button for crossposts that allows you to do this. There are some crossposts that are meant to critique or mock. I do love the idea, but because of that, I think having the option to upvote both or just the crosspost would be great. I would love this. I've reposted stuff before, not for karma, just for interest, and it would be awesome if the original poster got credit for it too. It would make sense. But also, I don't know, I'd feel okay about it. Edit maybe if it upvoted the original instead of his post? But still, I would prefer if it was just easier to update the original post without having to navigate to the post and then back to whatever sub you were on before. Fuck yes, it's always sad when the crosspost has 100k upvotes and the original has 1k, so I always take the time to upvote both. Seems like different subreddits would be upvoting the same thing for what are sometimes contradictory reasons. There should be upposting and downposting. Upposting is as you like the post and want to share it, and upvotes will go to the post. Downposting is if you don't like it, and upvotes won't go to the post. I'd like it. I'd also like a feature where if I've seen a post once, it automatically hides all the 25 reposts to every other semi-related subreddit out there. Sometimes the front page is the exact same post 10 times in a row. Makes sense, but does it really matter? I wish we could reblog certain posts within the communities themselves. Could this lead to a feedback loop, where the original post then references the crosspost, and upvotes spiral to infinity? Wouldn't this just start a trend where UX post to as many places as possible to karma farm? I mean more than now. That would save me the extra steps I usually take. But what if someone makes an outlandish post and it's cross-posted to an insane subreddit because the first op is insane? I genuinely thought this is what it did already. If it isn't, it really should be a feature. A lot of the time people don't even notice when something is cross-posted and just upvoted, which leads to karma whoring off good content without it technically being a repost. That would help prevent some of the rule x no CROSS posting CROSS posting as an ins.nt an idiot subreddit rules on here. I honestly feel that would be a great idea, so that the original creator of the post is credited for their work, and it would be more difficult to steal people's posts and get more popular than the original.